let's jump into the game. And we have, once again, uThermal. These are the cross spawns on Way Station. As you mentioned, the red Terran player from AT Gaming needs to win this series. It is uThermal. And his opponent is going to be Fnatic's Ignite, spawning in the lower...
Spawning on stage.
Spawning on stage, exactly. But on the map, in the game, he is in the lower left position, wearing blue colors and playing for Team Fnatic. Once again, the score is 2-2 between these two guys. And so far, Ignite has been impressing me with how well he is able to recognize patterns in uThermal's play.
He's the underdog, which is an advantage in the mind game every time. And he has already played a series, which is a huge advantage. If you look at statistics from DSCL and how much times the loser of the first series beats the winner in the second series when the players are evenly matched, it's actually greatly in favor of the player that lost the first series.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you feel a lot freer to take risks if you'd lost the first series, and you have a lot more information about your opponent because you know what his tendencies are a lot better.
And your opponent might be overconfident as well because he did defeat you the first time around.
I think you feel pressure when you defeat someone the first time around and then you have to play them again. Because you know you should beat them because you already beat them in convincing fashion. And then you're afraid you'll mess up and now lose someone you should win
Oh,
against.
right. That's also true. I guess it comes down to what type of personality you are.
It differs a lot per player, of course. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, let's take a look here. uThermal opening very safely once again with the Reaper. The 12-12 opening for the Terran players. Ignite, again, double gas, 4 probes on it. Gets his cybernetics core very calmly. And we'll have to see what Ignite's follow-up will be.
I think he will go for a blink all-in. Like, I don't see this game going anywhere different. If this game does go to the mid-game, this is actually really good for Terran. The bases being so close together and the spawns being close together and the third being far away from the natural, that makes drop alone because of the big airspace, but also mid-game timings become so much more powerful in this map because of the way the bases are laid down. So I think it has to be blink or 2-base Colossus all in, but I don't see this going anywhere else.
Huh. We'll have to see. Whichever the case, however, if nothing spectacular happens and the game does not end very, very quickly, we might actually see some drop play coming out of uThermal, because this map is almost made for drop play. I mean, you can skirt around with the medevacs. There's a lot of airspace, especially in these positions. I mean, in the longer positions, it's not as easy to drop. But in these positions, you can pretty much circle around the entire main and the natural with medevacs without them being endangered.
You know what I just thought of? What if Protoss blink all-ins, right? And you can't defend your natural, but you just take everything to the main and you float your natural to the island base.
Oh, right.
I think if you want to defend blink, that might be the best way, because there's already like quite a far away part at the main base where you can blink in, and then there's the ramp at the main where you can also blink in. So, and like removing the area as pressure point and just floating it away, I think would be a very good way to stop blink all-ins on this map.
Yeah, that is true. Now, meanwhile, only a couple of pokes are going on here, the mothership core, but we'll have to get away because those Marines, 4 Marines, they do kill a mothership core. So Ignite has to be careful. He will need that energy later on, but it looks like he's going for a poke. He's got 2 Stalkers on the field right now, and he's trying to find the Reaper currently in front of his natural. And he's getting a lot of infrastructure back home.
He's getting a Robo and a Forge now, which is unexpected, but I guess I think this is going to be a Colossus all-in from 2-base. But it could be an expand. Like, sometimes the obvious decisions or what's really good on a map is not the right decision, but the right decision is to do what's bad on a map just because it's unexpected.
Yeah,
so if uThermal over-defends and invests too much into defense, and after that doesn't have the bulk to do the mid-game timing, and you are taking a 3rd base, or you are playing the macro game, suddenly you're in a great position, even though you chose a theoretically bad build for the map.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. So far, uThermal is doing his absolutely standard of standard builds. I really like how he's adapting and continuously scouting with the Reaper, really focused on not losing it. He wants to see a Twilight or a Robo Bay, but saw neither because
He
the
saw
Reaper died.
he saw the Forge and the Robo, so that's great.
Yeah, but it still could go into a Twilight. The Robo could be for detection or for observers, you know, just to have map control.
Yeah, I guess. But the Blink all-in is scary because you make so many Stalkers, and if you invest gas
True.
and minerals into those structures and then have to wait for an observer, I feel like Blink is not scary that way. I think Blink is only scary when it's really fast with only Stalkers and
of course.
gateways and the Mothership Core.
And I think you were right. There's the Robo base. So I think once the +1 armor finishes, he'll go into +1 attack. And then he'll get to Twilight a little bit later on, get the Blink. Oh, has to be careful right now against those Marines. But I think uThermal will be pulling back. I mean, against 3 Stalkers, a Time Warp, and a Photon Overcharge, and a Sentry with Guardian Shield, that would not have ended well. And now Ignite is giving chase just a little bit. Does not want to overextend.
Ignite positioned his units perfectly in his natural, preventing uThermal from moving in and picking off a few sentries. And uThermal recognizes this, sees, oh, you're playing well, well, let me just back off and play well too.
Oh, right. And also, Ignite has pretty good observer positions. He's got 3 observers out on the map. 2 are patrolling the edges of his base. 1 patrols the airspace. The other one patrols slightly to the north. And the third one is in the main base of uThermal, just looking for the move out, or maybe looking even for the third base to be flown to the left once uThermal actually decides to take that. And he also has a 4th observer crossing the map right now. And only now is it that he goes into Colossus. He wants to have very good map control. He knows how critical it is on this map in particular.
Yeah. He is going into Twilight. This could still be 2-base Blinkstalker Colossus, but this could also mean he's going to slowly take a 3rd. I am still leaning towards 2-base Blinkstalker Colossus just because of this map, but the possibility is open for him to take a 3rd at least.
Yeah, it would be kind of difficult to defend the 3rd base, but he does have a observer down there. I thought that was a probe, but no luck. So yeah, you may be right. He is on 52 probes, and he's not making any more. In fact, he just added on additional gateways. So yeah, I think you're right. I think he will be going for a push. I don't know. Yeah, definitely 2, 3 additional gateways going down. Yes, he is going for it.
uThermal has to recognize what this is and not lose any of his units. Even if he trades like relatively well, the chance of him getting his Marines swiped by a Colossus and losing everything is too big to take. I really want him to just save all his units and prepare well for this incoming push.
Do you think a massive drop into the main base from the east would be a possibility right now for uThermal instead of butting heads against the force fields like this? Oh, genius! He goes into the main base, but a beautiful force field from Ignite.
Not only that, but while force fielding, he focus fired the 1 medevac that was ready to pick up the Marines. So it was really well done, positioningly and tactically by uThermal to create that opportunity. But Ignite was ready, and he did exactly the right things in split seconds to defend it.
And now he tries to go into the main base with the drop, but there are the observers that we pointed out earlier in the game, so Ignite should know exactly what's happening. And Blink is almost done, so what he could do is actually bait the medevac and then just blink into it if it drops when Blink is already done. And uThermal is basically dropping all of his army. He's trying to lure away the bulk of the army to the natural base, but here is the real danger. 2 medevacs full of units. Immediately the warping comes in. uThermal will have to pick up and back away, I feel like.
This is what I was talking about. I feel very bad about him sacking medevacs for damage. He's barely doing damage because Ignite is only on 2 base, and it's so easy to defend those 2 bases. And he's losing units against someone who's going for a 2-base timing, most likely.
Yeah, even the +2 attack is being queued up for the ground units of the Protoss, and uThermal, he just lost a lot of units there. Units, the resources lost are showing 1,600 versus 900. This is a kind of a bad situation here for uThermal, and you know, he's adding on the Ghost Academy. He's getting the +2 attack, started to add on Hellbats. I think he'll make a couple of ghosts and he'll try to finish it off of 2 bases with an SCV pool, but I don't think it will work this time around, especially if he catches
I think
Ignite on the outside and not inside his base. If he engages outside, this will not be good.
Yeah, I think a big part in what happened is uThermal so being focused on what could happen to him early game, because every game has been so early game focused so far, that the moment he actually got into like a normal opening stage, regardless of him taking a 3rd or not being Ignite, but him getting into like a regular opening stage made him kind of put him off his, shook him off his feet, I guess. Not realizing, like, you need to be better grounded once it happens. He didn't think well enough and kind of was shocked by the fact that the game went normal, and then threw away a bunch of units trying to do damage, thinking, oh, it's a normal game, I'm going to win now.
Interesting. Look at this. Charge is almost done. +2 is almost done for both armor and attack. Still only on 2 bases. 2 more gateways going down and a Templar Archives and Immortals. Wow, it looks like Ignite is going for a very, very strong composition on 2 bases with Archons, Immortals, Colossi. And here comes the SCV pull. Ignite, well, he's got a ton of Colossi. I mean, those SCVs will die faster than you can say EMP.
I'm very surprised by him tacking into 2 base and 2 base.
Let's see how this shapes up. Still 3 Colossi remaining, 2 Colossi remaining. Those Colossi need to kite forward to kill the infantry. Oh, this will be a very close fight here for uThermal. 1 Colossus remaining. No Warbands coming in right now from Ignite. But that 1 Colossus still stays alive.
Again, the small bio army is left, and can Ignite stop it this time? The Vikings shot all the Colossus, but a new Colossus queued up, but will it be in time? Reinforcements come for uThermal and are shooting down pylons and stuff in the natural. He's gonna go up the ramp, and this is looking so bad for Ignite.
Oh, the Colossus goes down. It was so low on health. uThermal busting the ramp, moving forward, and I think we are looking at a 3-2 for uThermal right now. And that will bring him to 1 game away from becoming the DSCL champion. I feel like still Ignite's trying to do as much as he can, but uThermal streaming the few reinforcement units that he can spare forward. And look at this, Ignite not even warping in anything. He's just losing probes left and right. His minerals are completely in the sky. GG. uThermal 3-2 against Ignite in the finals currently.